We have your instructor, Maya. She'll talk about her courses. I'll bring up your slide for you.
All right, so I am going to be teaching 4 classes, and I wanted to start off with a quote from Don Quixote. Now, it's in English, but it says, Don Quixote said goodbye to his hosts and to the travelers who begged him to come with them to Seville, because it's just the place to find adventures. On every street and around every corner, they're simply waiting for you. More of them than anywhere else in the world. And so when I read that, I thought, you know what? Yes, we are going to have some great adventures in Seville, and we're going to do it through literature. Okay, so the first class that I'm teaching is English 102, which is Introduction to Literature. And I've worked really hard this summer to try to find literature that's relevant to Spain and when possible, to Seville. So when we do the novel, we will be reading The Sun Also Rises, which I realize is not a Spanish author, Ernest Hemingway, but part of it is set in Spain. So it's about bullfighting, and I thought this will be a great book for us to learn about bullfighting. And my goal, I say goal because things change, but my goal is for us to go see a bullfight. Then when we get to the drama, we are going to look at Federico Garcia Lorca. He wrote 3 very important plays. I think we're going to do the first 2, but I'm leaving myself a little bit of wiggle room.
That's Lorca there. They might not know
Oh,
who that
sorry,
is.
Lorca. Yeah, he was one of the most important playwrights in Spanish literature. And so I'm thinking we're going to do Bloodwedding and Yerma in this class. And my goal is for us to go see a play. And I've already contacted Edu, the local guide, and I said, I want you to make sure that there is a Garcia Lorca play playing in Seville when we are there. So he said he was going to do his best.
That's great.
But no promises. Then for short stories, did I bring it? We're going to do Tales of the Alhambra, which again I know is not a Spanish author, but it's a lot of tales that were collected by Washington Irving when he visited the Alhambra, and I thought this would be a good way for us to learn about that part of the country when we go visit the Alhambra, because that's part of the trip, right? The tour. We're going to be going to Granada to visit that beautiful building. And then the last part that we're going to do is poetry. And we are going to do I don't think I brought that one. Oh, I did bring it. Romances Gitanos, so Gypsy Ballads by Federico Garcia Lorca. Okay, so that's one class. And so Juana Inez, we'll probably get to her at the end. And then for the critical thinking class, the 103, I've divided that into 5 themes, and they're all related to Spain. So we're going to look at the Sephardic Jews, the Moors, who are very important. We're going to look at the Gypsies or the Roma people, the LGBTQ community, and the independence movement in Spain. And I found articles, current articles about those issues. Again, I'm working with Edu. My goal is to bring speakers to the class about those issues and or us go to certain locations to visit museums, the Jewish quarters, go to a mosque. Again, it's all, we're working on all of that. But I'm very excited about this class because you're going to learn that Spain, the intersection of the Moors and the Jews and the Catholics, was so important. And it's evident in the literature, in the films, in the day-to-day life, the architecture. So I'm trying to bring those issues into the classroom so that when we're out and about, you can say, oh yeah, we talked about this. Like the La Mezquita in Córdoba, beautiful Muslim mosque with a big old Catholic cathedral right in the middle. What's that about? Why did that happen? So we're going to look at that. Then for the World Lit class, the first World Lit class covers the beginning of time, Adam and Eve, all the way to the 1650s, and we have to cover all of the literature that ever existed during that entire period of time, and we've got 12 weeks to do it. So it was a bit daunting, and I thought, I think if I pick a theme, it might make that literature more manageable. So we're going to look at the evolution of the epic hero, and we're going to start with Greek mythology, and then we're going to do 1001 Nights. We're going to look at El Poema del Cid, a condensed version, and we are also going to cover Don Quixote as a condensed version because they're very long books, so we're looking at them as condensed versions. Fuente Ovejuna, I believe we'll have time to cover some Shakespeare as well. And then finally, because I can't just focus on men, The second class, the 272 World Lit from 1650s until now, we will look at the evolution of the woman. And so that's the course I'm finishing up right now. And I have some Japanese literature, some English literature, Henrik Ibsen's Dollhouse, Emily Dickinson. I'm looking at Harriet Jacobs, Sojourner Truth, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Federico Garcia Lorca. We're going to look at La Casa de Bernarda Alba and Como Agua para Chocolate, which is a Mexican film. And we're going to end on a very contemporary book by a local writer who's from Los Angeles. She teaches at Cal State LA, called Across 100 Mountains. And I picked all of this literature because it shows women how they have changed compared to the first half of the literature.
Okay.
Cool.
Wow.
Oh, and we're going to watch films.
wanna do
I have films.
I'll
We're
check
going to
those
look at Spinning and Todo sobre mi madre, which is all about my mother, Almodovar, and but they'll have subtitles. All the literature we're going to look at is in English, by the way. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. That was excellent. Thank you very much. Okay.